impressions here on the Black Ops 4 Blackout beta. This is the Battle Royale mode that is in place of our traditional single-player campaign here for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So, I basically played the beta this entire weekend, and wanted to have sort of a relaxing weekend after I kind of was having a bad time playing Forza 7. And so, jumped into this for the weekend, and, well, I was actually pleasantly surprised here. So, to start off, I just want to say that I'm not a big Battle Royale fan. In fact, I played PUBG, and I wasn't really into PUBG that much, quite frankly, just because they decided to keep adding all this content to the game and all these things, but they did it basically before they optimized the game. And so the game for like the longest time ran like a pile of crap. And I don't like early access games, so I kind of waited a very long time to try it out. And when it finally came out of early access, it was still buggy. It was still, very terribly optimized, and I just sort of played a few matches of that and then left it as is. Fortnite I never played at all. Just not really into the whole art direction, and I know it's a big popular one out there, especially with the youngsters, but I was never really into the whole battle royale craze, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not really a big competitive multiplayer guy. I enjoy the occasional multiplayer game here and there, but I'm definitely more of a casual player when it comes to this type of stuff. When I was a teenager, I would often sit here for like hours and play the latest Call of Duty or play the latest Halo, Gears of War, Uncharted multiplayer, and I would sit there and I would play it for like hours and hours and days, and that's how I would basically get my fun out of video games. But as an older person now, I have this large backlog of games, and I'm more of a single player guy. I like to play at my own pace. And for me, multiplayer games are just some cool time waster that I can kind of jump into. And so I just want to make sure I go ahead and preference that before I go and give my impressions here. So I have to say, and I was not expecting to say this, to be quite honest, but I liked it. I liked the Black Ops 4 Blackout beta here. This is probably, out of all the Battle Royale games that I played, probably the most entertaining one. For one, the beta runs well. Like, to be honest, it actually runs better than the actual multiplayer competitive beta ran earlier last month for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Because even though that beta ran, pretty good, there was still some frame rate drops here and there. And here on the at least here, this is gameplay from the PlayStation 4 Pro. The game was running at 60 frames per second pretty much 95% of the time here. I didn't notice significant dips at all. In fact, I got access to the beta on all versions, and I did try the Xbox One version, and I have to say, I think the PS4 version runs a lot smoother than it. And that was kind of my same thoughts with the multiplayer beta for Black Ops 4 as well. And I also got to play the game briefly on PC, but found that they still needed to really optimize their code on there. But I have to say I had fun with this game. There's always this, bit of downtime when playing, Battle Royale games that I tend to not enjoy as much, just because it's a lot of waiting and sitting around. And so, you have to like kind of just prepare yourself mentally for that. This is not like, a fast-paced action multiplayer game mode. It's basically where you have to kind of go in, collect as much loot as possible, and then survive for as long as possible as well. But I had a lot of fun here, I have to say, and holding it against really the only one that I have played before, PUBG, I can really say that this is actually a lot better than I thought. Now, the kind of shitty part about this whole thing is that I don't want to support this game at all. Like, I just hate the fact that they're getting rid of the campaign and then they're putting in all this, Battle Royale stuff in place of it. And I don't believe for one second that they couldn't have done the campaign and then added this. I really just don't believe that for one second. I think it has to do with budget restrictions and the fact that such a low percentage of people play the Call of Duty campaigns nowadays. And to be honest, this is terrifying to me because what's going to happen with, you know, Call of Duty 2019? Are we not going to get a campaign with that? Are they just going to continue on with the Battle Royale game mode, and then they're going to charge us for new maps, you know, down the road? Like, the whole concept of it is just it's very unsettling, you know, because there's a lot of potential here for Activision to monetize pretty much everything that they have to do with the Battle Royale stuff here. And as far as I know, they're only launching with this one map here, which is a varied map. It's actually a really good map, and I have to say that I do like their twist on everything. Basically what they're doing is they're taking a large map and then placing sections of their previous famous multiplayer maps in this game. For example, you guys just saw me over by the Estates. That was a multiplayer map from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, if I remember. And there's also like a Nuketown Island and all this stuff in here, and it's just kind of, you know, fun. And it really reminds me, as I go back to these areas in this, you know, Battle Royale map, it just like sends back these awesome memories of the great fun times I had with Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which was my favorite Call of Duty, by the way, and then, you know, even Black Ops 2, which went in a little bit of a different direction but was still very enjoyable, you know. So, I mean, I have to say that, you know, I first of all, I do want to say that Black Ops 3 for me was a very big disappointment, especially when it came to the campaign. The story made absolutely no sense. It was very odd and very out there, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was a very beautiful game, and it was also the first Call of Duty game I've actually played on the PC, and it would be the last, because not only was the PC version just terrible on that game, they really screwed up the campaign in terms of the story and everything like that for you know, for Black Ops, in my opinion. And, you know, Black Ops was always the Call of Duty game that I could rely on to kind of go back and like, oh yeah, that's going to have an engaging campaign, it's going to have engaging multiplayer. And, you know, I wasn't really so sure after playing Black Ops 3. And to be honest, out of all the Call of Duties that I played this generation, I mean, I have to say that they've all been very disappointing in their own way. You know, I really enjoyed Infinite Warfare's campaign, but I hated the multiplayer of Infinite Warfare. It was just boring. Call of Duty Ghosts was kind of boring in its campaign and in its multiplayer. Advanced Warfare had an interesting campaign, but was boring in its multiplayer. And, you know, even World War II, Call of Duty World War II, it was like, it didn't engage me like the way I wanted it to engage me. You know, here, basically, this is the most innovation that Call of Duty has ever had. And, you know, this is them sort of cashing in on a fad. Because, to be honest, that's all this Battle Royale stuff is. It's basically just a current fad that's going around with multiplayer games. And, you know, I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to stick for very long. You know, we already see that, you know, PUBG is basically dead. In fact, many people are saying with the release of this game that it's basically going to kill off PUBG completely. You know, Fortnite is still very lucrative and people are still playing that every single day, but that's because it's a free-to-play game. This, on the other hand, you know, is a full $60 release, and it's going to be very interesting how this at all, if it competes with Fortnite, you know, whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie here and say that, you know, I definitely didn't have fun and that this is a disgrace to Call of Duty in general, because, I mean, I did have fun and I did enjoy every single moment of me playing this game. Like, I was able to actually play it for all day on Sunday. Like, I literally spent about maybe 4 or 5 hours playing this game on Sunday. And I was having fun every single match, to be quite honest with you. And, you know, maybe it's just the fact that this is a much more twitchy Call of Duty. And that I tend to like these versions of Call of Duty better, the ones that are more fast-paced, more twitchy, and just more responsive. I felt like World War II moved a little bit slower than this. You know, but again, it sucks because I don't want to support the game based on the principle that it's not including a campaign, but, you know, and then we have Battlefield 5, which has a campaign still and is doing Battle Royale mode after launch, though. And I played the Battlefield 5 beta, and you guys know I was just so disappointed. It just really disgusted me. And then I play Black Ops 4 here, and I'm like, I want to hate this game, but I just can't. It really is a really fun time. And I was really surprised with just, you know, how much of a fun time I had playing this game. You know, so really just to say my overall impressions here, one of the biggest things I do like is that this game has an actual in-game menu. Again, I'm the only real game for reference I can go back to is PUBG, and I haven't played that game in months, so it's very possible that they fixed this and updated this. But in PUBG, basically whenever you were searching a person, a downed enemy, you would have to go into a separate game mode, then click and drag items into your, into your inventory, and it just kind of got frustrating. What I like about this one is that it's all like an in-game menu, and so you don't have to have the distraction of screens popping up in front of you when you're trying to loot somebody. You can just do something as simple as, going up to somebody, then kind of scrolling through a little small scroller on their backpack, and then grabbing the items that you need. And then it auto-equips attachments for you, which at the time that I was playing PUBG, although I think they add this in the future, it didn't auto-attach basically attachments for your guns. So it's just a much more streamlined, more easier to use system. And then on top of it, like I said, the performance is great on PlayStation 4 Pro. At least this is a smooth 60 frames per second. It handles well, it plays well. The frame rate drops aren't, to be honest, are pretty non-existent. In fact, I don't really notice them from time to time. And I also think that the graphics are pretty good. In fact, the draw distance in this game is actually pretty admirable considering the anemic hardware. So it's actually quite a surprise that they got the game to look this good and run this well with everything that's going on. And I mean, like on top of that as well, this is 88 players total in one map. I believe that Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode is only going to have 64, the basic 64 Conquest mode maximum players. So on top of that, even though Battlefield, and I think really Battlefield added it to their game after it was announced that Call of Duty was going to have it just so they can stay competitive. But I mean, even after all of that, it's like Call of Duty is finding ways to actually trump Battlefield 5 in terms of player count and in terms of pure quality of the game. Like I said, the game just it's more fun, even though this is the same old Call of Duty that, we've been getting. It's the same basic control system. There isn't much change in terms of the core gameplay. I like it a lot because it's a much more fast-paced Call of Duty. It reminds me of the fast-paced Call of Duties like the Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty, 4 even. Probably wasn't as fast-paced as this, but still, it just moves really quickly, and I like that about this game. I like that, fast-paced, in-your-face kind of action, and this is, what Black Ops 4 is really, giving me. It's responsive controls, and, on top of that, we have a Battle Royale mode here that's just actually enjoyable. So, I mean, I'm sort of in a pickle here because, like I said, I don't want to support the game, but I think, after what I played, I can't deny that I had fun, and I probably, even if I got the game on release, I probably wouldn't even be playing it, to be honest with you guys. So I'll probably pick the game up when it's like, $30 or $20, maybe on a Black Friday sale or whatnot. But yeah, what a surprise here, I have to say. I never thought I would sit here and be saying, yeah, I would prefer Call of Duty Black Ops 4 without its campaign and with its Battle Royale mode instead of Battlefield 5, which basically has the campaign and has the Battle Royale mode, but it's less players. And we're going to have to wait and see. From what I heard, EA is going to be releasing a different beta, another beta for Battlefield 5. So they're supposedly fixing the game, and then they're going to be releasing another beta. And then, like I said, the Battle Royale mode is supposed to be after launch, so who knows what that's going to be like. But yeah, what an interesting situation this year when it comes to video games, especially the first-person shooters, Really interesting. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I'm really curious to know what you guys think in general. I have to say, yeah, I'm just pleasantly surprised here. I had a lot of fun, and it kind of blew me away. To be honest, this is probably the most innovation, even though this is a copy and paste based off of a current fad going on in multiplayer games. This is the most innovation we've seen in Call of Duty. This changes things up. We haven't actually seen a Call of Duty, with a big map like this and this type of tactical gameplay with this tension of, oh, you only get one life and then you have to survive against everyone else. The whole concept of Battle Royale is very interesting, but we haven't seen that done in a Call of Duty game. And then here it is, and it strangely feels, refreshing. It feels new. It feels like it's not just a simple copy and paste, even though it is in terms of the game mode. It just feels a lot. It just feels something that the series was missing. That flame, that flare, it's just back. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just a feeling of innovation, even though it's not really true innovation, you know? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll talk with you all later. And yeah, thank you all for watching. All right, what is up, everybody? So I'm doing a quick video here. I would have done this a couple days earlier, would have made sense, but coming up next month is my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. A big, exciting moment for me personally. Just wow, you know, it's been crazy. So I'm going to be doing a video, of course, but what I decided to do is I created a questionnaire form via Google Forms, and I'm going to be doing a quick Q&A during that video for you guys, answering pretty much any questions that you guys have in relation to my YouTube content and in the 10 years I've been on the platform. So in the description, I'm also going to post it in the comments of this video as well, just so everyone can see it. There's going to be a link to where you can go and see the form. Don't worry, you can remain anonymous if you want to, and you know, if you don't have any questions at the moment, I'm going to keep up the form until probably October 1st is when I'm going to close it. That way I can have it closed, give a couple days for me to look through the questions and then think about answers for them, and then that way I can make the video for you guys and then upload it. So yeah, super exciting. Just want to get this quickly out there. There's some other stuff that's coming up this month as well, but that's like the big thing. All right, just wanted to give you guys a notification. I appreciate all your support. I mean, just it's crazy. I'm gonna save all the thoughts and save all the feeling moments until the October 5th video. But yeah, 10 years, man. So if you have any questions, use the link. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. And other than that, thank you guys, and have a good one.